Well, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning somewhere out there in the world. This is your hostess with the mostest, obviously here on the Real Talk Show, Real Talk with E.V.E. We want to thank you for joining us today, and it's been a busy weekend. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. So I am here to bring in an amazing guest today, and for those of you that know who I am and what I'm all about our youth and their education and all the wonderful things that they do or things that they can do. And so I'm just a proud board member of Thea Bowman Leadership Academy today, if you will, besides being the host. I will say up front, excuse me if I cough, I'm still getting over what is going on in my system. I've actually have had pneumonia after having shingles, and no, I'm not contagious anymore, but I'm still not 100% yet in my lungs. So I am on some heavy antibiotics, but all of that means to say I am still here. I am still good. All is well within my soul, and we must, as they say, the show must go on, right? Let me just tell you a little bit about this weekend. I actually had gotten the announcement where we were going to have, and thank you to the McCains, to Akilia, Miss Akilia, Sister Akilia, for all that she's doing in the community and for our students as well. And so, in that newspaper clipping, it just caught my attention because this obviously kudos to them, and because it's being the very first ever Gary Youth Poet Laureate to be named. And so I was present yesterday at the Indiana University Northwest Theater main stage to witness our very first Youth Poet Laureate winner. And of course, um, let me just give you a little bit. I want to say congratulations to the three finalists, and that was the from Portage High School graduate Kiana King, I think, and it said in the also Steel City Academy student Anaya Roy. And of course, I will introduce you in a minute to our wonderful graduate class of 2024, Paij Rhymes. She is a graduate of Thea Bowman Leadership Academy. And so they had final readings, or they did a couple of them. And of course, you know me, I got a videotape. So I did videotape. So if you guys find me on social media or if you follow me on social media, you'll get to see the winners' videos and get to hear her heart. And she did amazing. She did awesome. Memorization is so important. In this, she kind of hit the ball and did a home run with it. So obviously, we want to thank Ms. Akilia McCain. She is a beautiful opera singer, and um, just bringing this to Gary, Indiana, actually warms my heart because there's great things that come out of Gary, and I'm gonna bring you up one of the great things that are coming up from Gary, and here she is on stage. Good afternoon, good evening. How are you, Miss Page?
Good to you.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so I'm glad that you were able to make it to the show. Thank you, because I know you're busy and you teenagers are summer school or summer, I'm sorry, summer off of school. You're done. You've graduated, right? And congratulations on
hmm
the class of 2024.
Thank
So,
you. Thank
uh,
you.
um, yeah, yeah. I just, yesterday you've made my day. I think my sacrifice was certainly well worth it. You hit a home run, but I can do all the talking, but not today. I'm going to give you the spotlight. So let everyone know, first of all, a little bit about you, where you're from, who you are, Miss Page. Go for it.
Okay. Hi, my name is Paige. I'm an artist from Miller, and I also do poetry. I've been creating art for a little over a year, but I've been doing poetry for a couple years, way longer. I've had shows both with poetry and art, and I recently got the opportunity to have or lead my own show called Just Because I Love You. And that name came from a series of poems that I wrote that was about love and about my life. And the poems that I said yesterday at the show, the laureate, were from that series, so that was really cool. And yeah, that's a couple things about me.
What got you into doing poetry? I mean, was this something that you've had? Were you some actually following someone that you idol or someone that you look up to? I mean, how did it all start? This poetry for you?
So my dad's a poet, but how it really started was I when I was at school like a few years ago, I was in like middle school, and they showed this video about this organization or like this show called Louder Than a Bomb. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically like this huge poetry show that takes place in Chicago, and it really inspired me to like write my own things and like do that. Plus, my dad was a poet too, so it came really easy to me. And like I would just like write my little poems. It wasn't I wasn't as serious as I am now. I was just like doing it for fun. But yeah, that's really what inspired me to do it.
Wow. Well, kudos to your family, your parents, and especially your dad
Hmm.
being a poet. You said you've done some shows. And speaking of a show, you have your show. Tell us about that show.
The show that I did, the Just Because I Love You show.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, so it actually went really good. Well, really, really well. I got the opportunity to bring together a few poets from my community, and I think it was three of us, yes. And the only rule for my show was like you can write anything you want as long as it's centered around love. And so all three of us, well, actually four, all four of us, we came together and we wrote about two poems each. I had a saxophone player there. I had food, and yeah, it went really, really well.
Oh, that's awesome. Too bad I didn't hear about it. But what's so obviously you are a natural. I saw you go up to the mic, um, and I heard the judges and the critiquing of what they advised to all three of you, the finalists.
Mm,
How did it feel just stepping up? I mean, you're probably I saw you're a natural. You paused, you slowed down, you acted in it, and if I was sitting with my eyes closed, I would say I wasn't, but I can actually I was vividly imagining everything you were saying, like I was watching the movie as you were saying it, right?
yeah.
That's how great you said it. So,
Ah,
um, how did you feel coming up to the stage yesterday?
honestly, I was like a little nervous, but not like nervous to the point where I was like thinking about how much I was nervous. I was like, no, I've practiced, I was already really comfortable with the two poems that I chose. Like the first one I memorized, and like I could say that speech asleep with my eyes closed. Like I can it
Wow.
was nothing because I like practiced so much, and so I was already really
Mm,
comfortable with it. And my dad also helped a lot too. He has like microphones and like equipment that
nice.
I can like practice with at home. So by the time I got to the stage, it was like I already did it. So it wasn't. It came naturally to me.
When you have a natural gift, it flows, and I saw
Hmm.
and felt the flow you had yesterday afternoon, and so those two, and I actually recorded all three, the ones that you did in the two that you read for the competition, but then the one at the end afterwards, I also recorded it. What
Oh.
what goes through your mind to make you think of what to write about?
So I write about things that I'm feeling. And like the stories that I like performed or whatever, a lot of them are like made up stories but like with real parts or whatever. So it's really easy for me to write when you're actually like going through the feeling and going through whatever experience you're going through. You're just writing what you feel, and that's what comes out of it.
And I was like, okay, I know she's not speaking from experience, but she's speaking it as if it really happened to her.
Hmm.
The way you were expressing yourself, and I'm sure someone in the audience say, I can relate, right?
Yeah.
But these two particular ones that you've entered, what made you want to write about those specific ones? The one I have a
Um,
stomach ache, and to even think about the title, I have a stomach ache. I was like,
that's
okay,
so
that threw me off. I have a stomach ache, and you don't know what to think, right, until you hear it.
hmm Um, cause well, the first one, my stomach hurts. That's what it's called. Um, I
I'm
entered
sorry.
it.
Yes, my stomach hurts. My sorry.
Mhm. For my speech and debate competitions, I always like performed that one. That's why I had like everything
Ah,
memorized. And it was already like a hit. You know, I made it to state finals because of that poem. And so since I already knew it, since I was already comfortable, I was like, this would be the best poem that I have to enter here. And then I can also enter, you know, the other ones that I made later on.
and that could hurt someone's stomach, having to go
Mhm.
through that, having to go through those emotions. Um, I felt all three that you wrote, and the other young ladies as well. But you like you said, you already knew it. This was the best decision to have made because why reinvent something that's already created that has put you in place,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're saying. So why even do that? So this is the one. This is it. And of course, from what I heard yesterday with your mom, and congratulations to her and the entire family. I know that they're very proud of you. And it's a
Mhm.
team effort. And from what I heard, it actually is a team effort. So I want to, say kudos to your mom and dad because they could have easily just ignored you
Mhm.
and just let you do your own thing, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because you're following someone's footsteps, which in this case your dad's. You already know the outcome of things because you see what he's getting.
Yeah.
So where are you going with this now? Now you're the winner. You are actually Gary's first Youth Poet Laureate Society winner,
Mhm.
and you're going to be representing Gary wherever you go. So what's next for you, Paige?
Honestly, I kind of want to see like what I can do through my poetry. I've already saw like, you know, mentoring or how I got the opportunity to mentor the people that I picked out for my own show, and that was really cool. But I don't think a lot of people know like how much art and poetry Gary has. And
Oh,
so one of the main things that I want to do is try to like shine light on that, because I didn't even know that Gary had these many like art and poetry opportunities or competitions until someone like they told me, hey, Gary has this, that, and the third. Sign up, and I started signing up for him. It's a lot, like more than you think. And so I plan on trying to like shine a light on that and bring more kids to poetry, because I know a lot of poets, but they just write and they don't perform. And there's
um,
so much that you could get from just performing and
yes,
sharing what you
yes.
have, because you have a talent for writing, but if no one sees it, you know, that's it's a whole different thing, you know.
It is. It is because you're not acting it out. You're not really letting what you wrote out. It's like
Mhm.
so it's like you drew the comic book, but you never published it
Yeah.
for others to feel. You just drew it, right? So
Right.
that's great. Are you planning to possibly do another event, another show in the near future?
Yes, if I get the opportunity to do other shows, I would just take all the opportunities I can get.
Or we're going to make
Um
some opportunities and don't say
yeah.
if, say when you get them, you will do them. You got to
Yeah.
speak it. So,
Speaking into
I'm
existence.
yeah, and those things usually take place from what I also have learned out of Gary is in the art galleries
Yeah.
because poetry and art go together, right?
Mhm.
I'm not a poet, that's for sure, and I'm not an artist, but I love the gifts to see that come out of our very own Gary, Indiana. I was not
Mhm.
born in Gary, but I was raised in Gary, and so to see the youth coming out with some extraordinary things, and then to hear youth as yourself want to also bring light out of other poets, I think that's huge, and I commend you for it because it's about how you can also lift others, right?
Mhm.
As like iron sharpens iron. So if there's anything I can help, and I'm going to put myself out there that I can do to open that door, I will. If that's something that you're interested in doing in the near future before school starts, maybe if that's what you're thinking about, we
Mhm.
can make it happen. And not only bringing the show to Gary, but bringing Gary to other places,
Yeah.
meaning your gift, you and other poets from Gary to other places. And you can actually have a traveling show where you are bringing now, opening up the door to other young poets. There's an event every week. Paul Henry's in it's open mic in Hammond, Indiana. I've known them for to have that event for years, where it's open mic, whether it's a singer, whether it's a musician, whether it's a poet, or open. I'm sorry, is it open? I'm trying to remember what that is. Spoken word. You can come in and be one of the participants and bring you out into something else, a different community. So look into that. It's called Paul
Mhm.
Henry's. They have it every week. They have
All.
spoken word, whether it's you singing it or playing an instrument or spoken word or poetry. I've had friends that are actually poets and they've published books where they go there and they read one of their poems. They're entertaining the community. And that gives you more exposure, more notoriety. There's places in Chicago that I
Mhm.
know. I mean, endless opportunities for you, Paige, and for the young poets that you may already know or those that will be connecting to you. And I think that what I'm seeing that you're opening the way for others to get out of that rut and not just write, but to perform it. Because
Mhm.
you are a true
Yeah.
example of how to do it, and you've been coached. So I think that's what you're going to do. That's what I'm seeing. Not that
Mhm.
you're saying that's what you're going to do, right? But that's what I'm seeing that you're going to do. And so, what's for this summer? What are you going to be doing this summer? I mean, you've graduated. What's your plan for school? Are you going to college, or what's your plan?
Mhm. My plan for college, I got accepted to the School of Arts Institute, of Chicago. So that's where I plan on. Yeah, it's a really good school.
Yes.
That's where I plan on attending. But as for college, um, not for college. As for the summer, whenever like opportunities come for poetry, I just apply myself. There's a lot of shows here in Miller because Miller is like a great community
Yes.
for art and writers.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for in Miller, and I just go to all the shows and just put myself out there and get connections because connections are really important, and I don't have as many as I think I should. So yeah, I was just gonna go with the flow, see what I can find, and just apply myself.
Good. And you said the magic keywords that some adults need to also learn is apply yourself. Apply what you know, right? Put action behind what you do, you know. Well,
Hmm.
I'm sure that there's opportunities. And yes, you are correct. Miller has a different species of Gary, Indiana, and they do applaud the arts very much so. I appreciate all the work, beautiful work that they do and that they display in Miller, which is Gary, Indiana for you folks all over the world. It's still Gary, Indiana, but it's called Miller. It's like a subdivision of Gary, Indiana by the beaches. It's a beautiful area. And so come on to Gary, Indiana, right? Let's
Hmm.
invite them to come and come and listen to you, Paige. So are you going to be creating anything with technology as far as a website? Do you have a Facebook page? You're gonna probably have some young poets that may want to follow you. Tell us, do you have a web handle, anything like that?
Hmm.
Promote yourself.
Um, so I have a page for my art. I don't really post my poetry as much. I probably should, but I haven't. My Instagram is Paige the artist. You can find all my art there, or if you wanted to purchase anything, it's there as well. And then I think my Facebook might just be Paige Rhymes. It might just be my name. If you search up Paige Rhymes, you should see like a picture of me or my art, and that'll be my account. Those are the only ones I have right now, Instagram and Facebook.
And what type of artwork do you have, Paige?
um I do mostly abstract art. I have like one that's like realism, but it's mostly abstract or black history. I have a couple of those, yeah. So it's a mixture.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow you. So, for the audience, please spell your name because Paige is not the way it sounds, the way it's
Yeah.
spelled.
It's not.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
It's Paij, and then my last name is Rhymes.
rhymes. Look at that. And she is a true
Hmm.
poet. Please follow her and support her for those that are watching this. And you can see that spunk out of her. You can see she's just
Hmm.
alive. She's full of positive vibes in her, and she has character. For those of you that are following me, you can go and watch her videos, and you can see the character in her. You can see. I think we lost her. Hopefully, we'll bring her back up. You can see that she's speaking from the heart in her writing. It's just amazing with Paige. And so I just wanted to take some time of this show and bring her out into the light for others to know the diamonds that we have out of Gary, Indiana. I am a product of GI, and I am proud to say it. I'm not ashamed of Gary, Indiana. Great things are coming out and have been for decades. And so hopefully we get Paige back up. Sometimes technology, is not our best friend. Hopefully she'll jump back on. And we see. Oh, yeah, I think here she's coming. All right, she is back. All right, we'll bring her
Shut
back.
off.
Okay, that's okay. I was just saying that great things come out of Gary, Indiana, and we're asking for them to support our youth, support you. Is there a call out? Are you doing an ask? If so, here's the opportunity. What is your ask of the community? What would you like
My
for them
ask of the
to do?
community, my ask of the community is to support other artists. But one way that you can support me is I have a GoFundMe for my school, the School of Art Institute of Chicago. It's the link is listed on my Instagram. My Instagram. You can find it at Imani Tierra. That's my Instagram, my personal Instagram. Spelled EMONI, and then there's a dot, and then TIARA. You can support me there. I would greatly appreciate it because art college is expensive. And yeah, that's all I'm asking for.
So it's at Imani.Tierra. Did
Hmm.
I just say it right? Okay. All right. I'm going to put it right here and show it on the bottom of the screen, guys. So,
Yep.
anything else you'd like to mention? It's your time to shine.
I don't think there's anything else to mention.
How many siblings do you have? What's the size of your family?
Um,
Are you the youngest, second to the youngest,
Five.
or
Yeah, I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest girl, and then yeah, I have five. Five, yeah, five. Okay, no, it's my two sisters, so it's four. My two sisters and then my two brother, and then it's me. So that's why I was counting five
wonderful? Well, shout out to your family. I saw
in the big
that they
family.
were truly, truly happy and just celebrating you
Hmm.
yesterday, and I'm sure the school will also put some light out of that to Thea Bowman Leadership
Yeah.
Academy. Have you been there all along, or were you just in high school at Thea Bowman? Oh, we lost her again. Just bear with us, guys. I know that technology can be a deceiver, and we're going to end this show shortly. She is just full of life, along with other youth in the area, in the region. Let's support our youth. Let's be there for them and support them and build them up. We are to speak life over our youth and not death. And as I've heard it from my ears, my own ears, and how some people can actually talk down to our youth. So they could be going through things and acting out, but there's a reason why they're acting out. So let's make it a point to make it our business to know what's happening to our youth and with our youth, and be that beacon of light for them, and show them a better path. Get to know them, get to love on them, and respect them, and that way you probably get something better out of a youth. So I just, I'm a proud board member of Thea Bowman Leadership Academy, and I love bringing the light out of our youth in whatever platforms I have. And I'm talking about I brought youth out from other states and from Mexico as well. So internationally, I am bringing out things that people need to learn either through someone that's gone through it, whether it's not necessarily an educator, could be a doctor, could be someone that's running a nonprofit. And the other show is The Face of a Hero. And of course, that's Thursdays at 8 p.m. I have been under the weather. So, guys, bear with me. I am doing what I can to make myself to get better, right? And to make sure that I'm good for the next day. So I'm taking a day at a time. I want to thank you for joining this show, Real Talk with E.V.E. And as you know, it's every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please share these videos, share the guests that I bring on because of the information that they share with us here, and keeping it real. Our youth are going through so many things, more than what you and I went through. They've been exposed to so much more thanks to the technology, to social media, and to these devices. We have so much exposure out there that we leave them vulnerable. Parents, guide them, instruct them what they can see and what they can't. Put in supervisory or parental guidelines. I mean, check your parental guidelines on the phones that you can actually block certain things on their computer, on their laptop, on their cell phones. If they got to lie about their age on social media, they don't need to be on social media. As a matter of fact, don't allow social media platforms to determine the age that they should be on. You, as the parent, should guide them and actually tell them what they can go on or what they cannot go on. So I'm hoping that she's able to jump back on so that we can finalize this show. If not, we truly understand technology sometimes isn't the best of friend, and it happens. But that was Paij, I'm sorry, AIJ Rhymes. And we hope that she comes on at least for the next few minutes. We're now at the end of our show, and I'm so thankful that I wasn't going to cough. I was hoping I wasn't doing all this coughing here on the show, as I have all week. And it can be draining, people. I'm telling you, it can be draining. But I am here. I am well. I am blessed and highly favored, and all is well with my soul. Just trying to see if our guest can jump back on. And that was Paij Rhymes, and that's Rhymes. All right. Okay, let's see if we can do this one last time.
I'm sorry.
No, it happens. Technology can be sometimes not our good friend. It
Hmm.
happens. So please, everyone, you heard her ask to support her. She has education coming soon. When do you start school, Paige?
Mid-August.
Oh, so you know what? Before you know it, it's going to be here. July is
Right
already here.
around the corner.
It's
Yeah.
right around the corner. So, want to thank you once again for jumping on and allowing me to interview you so that more people can see the greatness that comes out of Gary, Indiana, and comes out of our youth. And of course, Paij is the Gary's first Youth Poet Laureate Society winner. And she is representing well Thea Bowman Leadership Academy and her family. So, thank you once again. Stay behind the
No
scenes,
problem. Thank
Paige.
you.
Don't disconnect. And so we're going to bring you back in other platforms. And thank you once again. And keep up the great work. Keep us proud.
I will. I will.
Thank you, darling. Well, with that, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. Gotta go. Gotta run. Gotta get some more rest. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed evening, or if it's morning at your zone, wherever your country or state you are from. Thank you for joining us in every platform. With that, I'll be back next Sunday, Lord willing. I will actually probably be out of state, but we'll see who we get to interview next. And on that, it's time to go, people. Nos vemos. One last thing. Remember to think yourself happy and be positive. Be grateful. Be thankful for everything that you have in your life.